What's up, YouTube? CFX here, back with another video. And here we are on this beautiful morning for me to wake up and see that I just got straight up destroyed from two trades. So here we are right now looking at GBP JPY, and as you guys saw from like the earlier markups this week, we ended up winning the first trade. We ended up taking profit at the first TP. So we won that trade. Great trade overall, a really great trade. And I did re-enter another time when I saw that it rejected off of the previous resistance that has now become a support, or that had become a support. So I did re-enter again, thinking it was going to continue to travel all the way back up, because for one, we was getting a couple confirmations that I did like, but it's all good because I do see another setup. It rejected off of the trend line. Let me get rid of this. So I did create two scenarios that this could possibly go in. It was either going to reject off of here and go up, or come back to the trend line, retest, and then go up. So I feel like it's going to do the second scenario now. But this was taking a while to go up anyway. Like, I was in profit for a good little minute, actually. I was in profit for a while, and I was looking at it like I saw that I was in profit. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just hold my win. You know, I'm gonna hold it, I'm gonna let it shoot up. But I woke up this morning and it did the exact opposite and came and hit my stop loss. So let's see why it happened and how we can prevent it next time. So first, I do want to come check out the news. I want to see what came out for the Great British Pound or the Japanese yen that caused it to react like that, because you guys saw like it wasn't just a normal drop or a gradual drop. We got like a big candlestick right at, it was like earlier this morning. Let's go down to the hour to see. So yeah, let's see what happened. All right, so we do have two articles coming out. Let's read the one from 4 hours ago, or let's just skim over it a little bit and see as to why something may have happened. So it was a risk-off move around the world. So risk-off is when investors basically put their investments into safer markets, such as the U.S. dollar, gold, Japanese yen. So since there was the GBP JPY, a lot of people put their money into the Japanese yen market, and that's probably what gave the Japanese yen the edge and lowered the Great British Pound, because the GBP, or the Great British Pound, is a risk-on market. So that could definitely explain why that move happened. So now let's see what caused them to do that, and how can we you know, kind of keep a heads up for next time it happens. Should continue to attract a lot of attention. So yes, right around the area that we traded, actually, that's exactly what they're talking about here. So the Great British Pound has fallen hard during the course of the session on Friday to crash into the 152 level, an area that should continue to attract a lot of attention, as it was previous resistance. The resistance should now be support, and therefore I think it is worth paying close attention to. Because of this, and the fact that we have bounced so horrible right away, it suggests that the market is ready to continue to go to the upside, and 155 level could be the target. So let's look at our markups. So it's currently at 153, and the 152.50 area is right here, which is exactly what it rejected off of. and it was a support area. Also, it came right down to my supply zone. We got the rejection, we got the engulfing. So I am going to take this trade. Um, I want to see if it's going to come down. I might put a light entry for right now because we got it rejecting out of the demand zone and off the trend line. This was my second scenario. So I might go ahead and put a light entry in for right now. If it continues to pull back, then we will pop our real lot size to hop in this trade. So let's go back to the news and see. But yes, it is very noisy right now. Let's go to Forex Factory and see what happened this morning. See if there were any meetings or anything like that. So, going based off of what we just read, it looks like there was a inability to come to a decision about what to do about their inflation rates in the Great British Pound, and it caused them to have doubt on December's rate. So it seems like the Great British Pound inflation rates are very high right now, but it's not being able to, the interest rate is not able to like really correspond with it. So it's causing a couple problems with their prices and stuff like that over there. So it seems like it wasn't really a great impact, but that's just from what I gained from reading that article. And about the Japanese yen, we can go to their economy and see what happened. But they didn't really have any news come out today. So from what we've gained from the two articles that we did read, a couple investors put their market into, or put their money into safe money markets, and Great British Pound inflation rates are pretty high. So we're still learning about a couple stuff with different economies, especially ones that we don't live in. So just got to get used to it, having to read about other economies and stuff like that, and how to apply that to your trading. So let's see what this one says, because I really only took like 2 trades this week. Well, no, I took 3, but the other one I cut short. And we're going to get to those in a little bit. But I just want to see what happened with this one, because this one was the one that I really had like a great feeling was going to continue going up, and I feel like it was really going to go in my direction. It was going to be a win, but overall though, Great British Pound was having it was having good momentum for the most part this week. Actually, it just, when it came to today, that's what really made it drop. So has rallied significantly during the course of the week to go look towards the 155 level, which is where we're at, which is an area that has been important more than once. That being said, the candlestick does not look very bullish. but there is so much support underneath that I would not be too much on the idea of breaking down significantly. Even if we do break down below the crucial 152 level, it is very likely that the 150 level will also offer mass support. So lining up exactly with what we marked up on our charts, it's basically what they're saying here, where we put our demands on, and how we have our trend line and stuff like that. So it's lining up perfectly with that. So it looks like we're waiting for it to break above that 155 level. But that's where I had my resistance marked up on my MetaTrader 5. I didn't have it marked up on my trading view, but it was on my MetaTrader 5, and I knew like if it broke above that level, it was going to continue going up for sure. But it never did. That should have been a sign for me to just go ahead, collect my profits, and get out of the trade. But with trading, it's like you really never know. You never really know. You can only take what the market gives you and see if it's going to go above that level. So it never did. I want to see if the market is going to come back down here around the 152 level, at least to this level right here. I would take this. So let's set an alert. And the market is about to close soon, so I'm not gonna get into anything right now. Let's say look. So I want to look for a buy around that level. And we will see. Alright, so now on to USD CAD, which was the other active trade that I had going on. And we saw earlier that US dollar did rise. Let me show you guys my full analysis though on why I took this trade. So had two trend lines going on at the moment, and everything was setting up very nicely. I'm not gonna lie, like everything was setting up real good. So we had some very key levels. Like we had divergence going from here to here. Also, like you guys see the divergence levels. I think I marked it up on my daily, but there was divergence going here. That was one confirmation for me. And then we had it rejecting off of the trend line. So we got like a minor rejection here, and I entered at the close of this candlestick right here. So let me go ahead and get rid of this. So I entered at the close of this candlestick, for one, because I saw this rejection of the wick. We got this wick right here showing me that it didn't want to close outside this level, was a big rejection. Then we got this long selling body right here. So I was thinking, okay, we got the rejection, that's pretty good. This market is going to sell down. And it did just a little bit, but it ultimately bought all the way back up, as we see in this candlestick right here. And now it looks like it's basically coming back to this wick right here, and we're gonna see how it reacts now. So not only that, going based off my Fibonacci level, how did I mark it up? I think I had it. I don't know what's going on with my Fibonacci right now and why it's moving like this, but let me see how I have my fib set up. Okay, yeah, so we're based off of this level right here. So based off of here, I had it going from this high to this low, because this was the previous highest peak, and then had my 70 level right here. So it, not only did it come right to the 70 level, it came right directly back to the trend line. Also, we had a little resistance right here, or a support level that was a resistance. So I was thinking, okay, we got some resistance right here, right? We got the trend line that it could bounce off of. We got the resistance level, and then we also got the Fibonacci 70 level. So I was pretty much thinking it was going to reject definitely when it got right here. That's why I waited until we got that rejection of this wick and this candle entered right here. That was why I took that trade. I did set my stop loss a little tight, just because I'm thinking like, okay, I don't want to set my stop loss all the way up here. You know, I'm going to set it right here above the previous resistance level, which is right here, which is where I saw like another structured resistance. So I set it right outside of here, right outside of here. But you guys see that it wicked out and then dropped back down a little bit. Now it's getting right back around that level. So we saw that the US dollar rose a little bit. And that could have been what caused it to react the way it did in the USD CAD trade. So let's look deeper into it. Let's see what other news. Yes, so the US dollar index rose up 49%. Here we are looking at the reason why it's the USD CAD reacted the way it did, and it's because of the oil. So the Canadian dollar remains under pressure as oil moves to new lows. Let's read into it. Okay, so couple things correlate here actually. So the main thing was fear of Europe going on lockdown, which corresponds with the oil and how it could affect the Canadian dollar. And we saw that. We saw how that just taking place. Also, the US dollar is reaching a resistance, and if it goes above that resistance, it could be bullish for that market as well, or bullish for the economy. So couple things correlated here: the oil, and with the oil falling down. I cannot talk right now. The oil falling down, and also Europe going on lockdown. So all of that correlated with each other, causing the Canadian dollar to fall, and the US dollar was seeing some bullish movement as it was nearing a yearly high level. So couple things happened with that one that caused it to move the way it did, and that's why it ended up coming back hitting our stop loss. So I want to see about the same time that the Great British Pound took a turn is when USD CAD took a turn. So that is right at 12 o'clock. Or 1 o'clock rather. So right after midnight. Apparently I need to be paying attention to the markets then. About right at midnight. Or right after midnight. Oh, let's see. Don't know news come out then. Or did nothing happen then though. Well, 2 a.m. is when Great British Pound and all that went on. Which is exactly when that happened. Okay. Okay, starting to see times that we need to be paying attention to the market. Also, got the rejection out for the 50. USD CAD here. USD JPY was where I cut my trades short. I believe it was JPY. But this still haven't come down to where I wanted it to yet. No, it wasn't JPY. It was USD CAD. It was USD CAD where I cut it short. So I entered off the rejection of this one as well. Got a little small pullback, and then I closed it right at the re-entry level or right at the entry level because this wasn't a strong enough rejection for me. Like, it rejected, but it wasn't nothing like that could trigger the trade. So I just got trigger happy. I hopped in, and then I closed it once it retraced back to entry level. Nothing else ended up setting up the way I wanted it to. Still waiting on Euro USD to retrace back up to this trend line. It looked like it wanted to throughout the week, but it never did. So yeah, no other trade triggered this week. Euro NZD got a little noisy around this area. That's why I didn't take it. I wanted to see like a strong breakthrough and then get the retracement and then it sell down. That's what I wanted to see. Gold I was also looking at. I'm looking for this to retrace back down to this zone. I want to see how it's going to react there. So we're getting our cross of the 50 and the 200 above the 900. Now once it comes back down to this level, I feel like it's going to reject. If it does, we're going to take that for a buy. So yeah, little early look at my markups for the week coming up, but just wanted to go over why did I lose the trades that I did lose and how we could adjust for next time. So that'll be the end of the video. I'm gonna see you guys Sunday, and we're gonna see what trades we have setting up for next week. I'm gonna see you guys then, man. I'm out.